Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, it's a wonderful day because it's the appearance day of Gadadhara Pandit. So, I'd like to seek your good wishes and your blessings so that we can attempt to understand or glorify this divine personality. So, this is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 1.41. Gadadhara Panditadi Prabhura Nija Shakti Tan Shabara Charane Mura Sahasra Pranati.
You can read.
I offer my respectful obeisances unto the internal potencies of the Lord, of whom Sri Gadadhara Prabhu is the foremost.
Gadadhara Panditadi Prabhu Nija Shakti Dana Sabracharane Mura Sahasra Pranati.
Okay, there's another one as well. You can do this one as well, Rianj.
Smarana Gaura Gadadhara Kelikalam Baba Gaura Gadadhara Paschacharam Shunu Gaura Gadadhara Charukatam Bhaja Godruma Kanana Kunjavidum.
Good.
Remember the wonderful past tense of Gaura and Gadadhara. Become a servant of Gaura and Gadadhara. Listen to the beautiful narrations concerning Gaura and Gadadhara and worship Lord Gaura, the beautiful moon of the groves of Godrum.
That's good. Thank you. So, Gadadhara, he appeared on the dark moon day. So, Amavasya today, in the month of Vaishak. So, no moon. Oops, wrong date there. This was last year. So, of course, today is the May the 11th, and it's a Tuesday. Shri Gadadhara Pandit's father's name was Madhav Misra, and mother's name was Ratnavali Devi. They lived initially in Bangladesh, but moved close to the house of Jagannath Mishra in Mayapur when Gadadhar was young. Shri Ratnavati Devi looked upon Shachi Devi as her big sister. The two of them were always spending time with each other. At the time of his childhood pastimes, Gauranga used to play often with Gadadhar Pandit. They both went to the same school together, Gangadas Pandit school, to study. And they were usually inseparable. They would have many disagreements, but they liked each other very, very much. Gadadhar Pandit was 1 year younger than Gauranga. He had so much affection for Gauranga that he could not leave his company even for a moment. They were inseparable until school started. So this is Gaur Gadadhar. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is on the right and Gadadhar is on the left. In Gaur Ganadesha Dipika, Kavi Karnapur describes the identity of the various personalities in Gaur Leela. Yes, Royanj.
Prabhuji, since you told the father and the mother of Gadadhar Pandit, so what incarnations are there in Krishna Rama Leela?
That's a good question. Not sure.
Because everyone has identity.
Yeah, they do.
Jani ji asked Rishabhanu.
Especially. Not sure about their identities. I don't think it's written anywhere. Haven't come across that.
Might be in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, which we
Maybe,
haven't really studied.
Yeah. He states that Gadadhara is the incarnation of Radha, the daughter of Vrishabhanu and Kitida. Now, Vrishabhanu, we know, is somebody else. Pundarik, what's his name? Pundarik Vidyanidhi. That's right. So, this is confirmed by Swarup Damodar and Vasudev Ghosh. So, Gadadhara is incarnation of Radha. Interesting. When Krishna comes as Gaura, Radha comes as Gadadhara. Knowing Krishna would not be able to handle her internal bhav. Because remember what happened, right? Krishna was trying to taste the bhav of Radha and came as Gauranga. But she knew that Krishna may not be able to handle. Her internal love for Krishna is so intense that it can overpower even Krishna, even though he is a supreme personality of Godhead. That's the power of her potency. They're one, Radha and Krishna. But they come to us, they separate to have Leela. And when they separate, the internal potency is extremely powerful. So it can be even more overpowering to Krishna than his own powers. So Radha gave her bodily golden complexion to protect the Lord. Still concerned, Radha also came as Gadadhara and was constantly with Gauranga. So we'll see that a little bit later. Why not worship Gaur Gadadhara? So we are used to worshipping Gaur Nitai, right? And if we see the writings, Chaitanya Charitamrita talks a lot about Gaur Gadadhara. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, in pretty much any temple he installed deities, Gaur Gadadhara would be there, not Gaur Nitai necessarily. Now, Prabhupada knew that we are not qualified to worship Gaur Gadadhara. We must approach Gaur Nitai. Nitai is so important because without Nitai, we would not get the blessed mercy of Gaura. And Nitai, he didn't care for any offenses. And we know the pastime of Jagai and Madai. They even hit him, yet he was not offended. So this is why Prabhupada, he installed Gaur Nitai in pretty much every temple which he set up. So let's just go through this usual attendance list of who's who. So we know in the center is, I tell you what, let's pick on somebody. Kaushalya Maaji, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to pick on you today.
Yes, why not?
Who's who? Who's who?
On the right is Nityananda. Then, it's on the left, Nityananda.
No, but you're right. It's on Chaitanya's right.
Yeah, sorry. Right, Nityananda, Gadadhar, and then next to?
Yeah, that's Gadadhar. Yeah. Here.
Nityananda, Gadadhar.
Who's that?
Shivasadi.
That's here. He's here.
Yeah, Shivasadi.
So who's here?
Vrinda ki jai.
Who's this, do you think?
Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, Gadadhar, Shivasadi.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Advaita.
Yeah, got it. Advaita.
Advaita Acharya, yes, Prabhuji, yes.
And then
Gadadhar, yes.
And
Shivas.
And do you know who's who in Krishna Leela?
Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
Nityananda is Radharani.
Gadadhar.
No, Gadadhar, sorry. Gadadhar is Radharani.
Good.
Nityananda is Balaram.
Good.
I don't know about this. Balaram,
Advaita.
Krishna.
Advaita is Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu, yes, Prabhu. Mahavishnu.
He's also Sadashiva, a bit of both. And this is
Narada. Wow.
Narada.
Yes, Narada.
Yeah. And these three are considered to be Vishnu Tattva.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Supreme. Yeah. Very good. Thank you, Riyansh, as well. So,
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I lost my internet issue.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
Prabhuji.
you can get rid of these things here, though. Huh? Yeah, good. Thank you. So, what are these Panchatattva? How do they impact our lives? Advaita is Bhakta Avatar. Advaita prays for us. He prayed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please come and save these crazy guys in Kali Yuga. Nityananda, he is Swarupakam. He preaches and he revolutionizes our lives by his preaching. That's what Nityananda used to do. He used to go and preach everywhere. Chant Hare Krishna. Srivas Thakur is Bhakta. We finally hear Nityananda, we change our lives a little and go to the temple, and in the temple, Srivas is there engaging us in service. And then Gadadhara is Bhakta Shaktikam. He asks us to go deeper and develop our love for God. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the object of our love, Bhakta Rupa. So these different personalities in our different lives, they will be coming and acting in these above capacities to assist us in our Krishna consciousness. There'll be a devotee who introduced us or prayed for us in a family, perhaps. There's a devotee who will have talked to us about Krishna. There's a devotee who will tell us, hey, do this, do that. And then there will be devotees who will give us more gyan. And of course, then there's the Lord, who is the object of our gyan. So another wonderful verse.
Panditera
Sochanya Brahmanyata Guna Vida Prema Mula Loke Karila Kayapana. Gadadhara Pandit is celebrated all over the world for his gentle behavior, his Brahminical attributes, and his steady love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
So this is Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is our source of our knowledge, because Prabhupada has translated this very, very nicely for us. So as Radha and Krishna have very different personalities, so do Gaur and Gadadhar. So Gadadhar was very serious, self-composed. He was peaceful, renounced, humble, and he was fond of solitude. So he was very different from Gaura. Gaura, especially in his childhood, he would act very fickle, unsteady, mischievous, and whimsical. So after they started going to school, Gauranga changed a lot. When they were studying in school, he would disturb Gadadhar with illogical questions and arguments. And he would put forward sophisticated philosophy to baffle Gadadhar and disturb his studies. So he would argue one type of philosophy because he was expert in Gyan, Mahaprabhu. And then he would convince Gadadhar, and then he would argue the other way as well. What Gadadhar lost, he would argue for that, and he would win that argument as well. So he would annoy Gadadhar all the time. As a result, Gadadhar tried to keep Gauranga at a distance, but he couldn't at the same time keep completely aloof from the Lord. He loved him. Gadadhar would preach to the Lord, and he would say, the Lord would say to Gadadhar. So Gadadhar would say to the Lord, you should chant the holy names of Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, Gadadhar, don't worry, soon I shall become a great Vaishnava, that even Brahma and Vishnu, Shiva will come to me and bow down. So this is a nice prediction. Ishwarapuri came to Navadvip. Anybody know who Ishwarapuri is?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, initiation guru.
Good. He came to Navadvip one time.
Gaya?
No, before that, he came to Navadvip. Gaya as well, you're right. That's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met him. But before that, he came to Navadvip. And he became very affectionate to Gadadhar. and Gadadhar and Himbe were very close to each other. And Gauranga returned to Navadvip from Gaya. So this is the point you were making. So he went to Gaya because his father passed away, and he went to do the final rites, the Pindan ceremony. And after taking initiation from Ishwarapuri in Gaya, he went back to Navadvip. So day and night, he would float in the ocean of Krishna Prem. So that time, Gauranga changed, completely changed. And seeing the wonderful tears of ecstasy, Gadadhar found himself also overwhelmed with ecstasy. So Gadadhar was very pleased. He knew the power of Ishwarapuri as well, because Ishwarapuri had come to Navadvip, and Gadadhar and Ishwarapuri, they spent a lot of time together. From then on, Gadadhar found it difficult to give up the Lord's association, even for an hour. Gauranga would ask, Gadadhar, where is Shyama Sundar? Where is that Lord of Vrindavan? And then the Lord would begin to weep. And Gadadhar was stunned, and he couldn't understand what answer to give. With great reverence, he humbly would submit. Krishna is in your heart. But that wouldn't satisfy. Upon hearing this, Gauranga began tearing at his chest. But Gadadhar quickly restrained his hands from doing any damage. This is why he came. Because this is why Gadadhar came, to stop Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from becoming in so much ecstasy that he couldn't control his bodily functions. So the Lord said, Gadadhar, let go of my hands. If I can't see Krishna, I will not be able to maintain my life. So this is when Radharani's mood really took over Krishna. And that's why Gadadhar was there. I mean, Chaitanya, sorry. Yeah. Gadadhar said, if you just remain patient, Krishna will surely reveal himself. He will surely come here before long. So with this Mahaprabhu, he would become pacified. So this is how Gadadhar would satisfy or pacify Mahaprabhu. Seeing these pastimes of Gaur Gadadhar, Sachi Mata thought to herself with great satisfaction, this boy Gadadhar is very intelligent. I need not fear for Gaura Hari's sake. Sachi Mata said to Gadadhar, you must always stay by the side of my son, Gaura Hari. So this is a really nice pastime. Gadadhar's ecstasy. So one day in the house of Shuklambar Brahmachari, the Lord speaking about Krishna. Lord was speaking about Krishna. Mahaprabhu was speaking about Krishna. Gadadhar became overwhelmed with ecstasy, began loudly weeping. And Gauranga asked, who is that within the house who is weeping so intensely? Shuklambar Brahmachari said, it is your Gadadhar. The Lord said, Gadadhar, you are most fortunate. From your early childhood, you have been a determined devotee of Krishna. My own birth was useless. Because of all my sinful karma, I could not attain Krishna. Saying this, the Lord embraced Gadadhar in great ecstatic love. This is the amazing thing about Lord Chaitanya. In fact, the Lord is always humble, apart from when he comes as Vishnu, because he is full of opulence. Whereas when he comes as Krishna, again, he's very humble, very humble. He doesn't advertise himself so much. Only in the Bhagavad Gita he advertised himself a little bit for our sake. Advaita Acharya revealed to Gadadhar who Gauranga is, when one day at his home, he started to offer Aarti to Gauranga. Gadadhar was completely convinced. So this is, Mahamaya takes over, where perhaps the devotees don't recognize who Gauranga is. But Advaita Acharya, he always knew, and he revealed to Gadadhar who Gauranga actually is. When the Lord was performing his Navadvip Leela, his chief assistant was Gadadhar. One day, the Lord was wandering by the banks of the Ganga when he came upon a small forest grove and sat down. He became absorbed in remembering Vrindavan pastimes. And Mukunda Dutt, he began singing songs in the Purva Rag. So Gadadhara, after gathering flowers in the forest, decorated the Lord's neck with a garland. Just as formerly in Vrindavan, Sri Radha used to decorate Lord Krishna. In the same way, Gadadhara decorated the holy form of Lord Gauranga. Gauranga and sat Gadadhara down, and Sri Advaitacharya performed the arti to the two of them. Sri Nityananda Prabhu was seated on the left. This is a little example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, and then Gadadhara is Advaitacharya blowing the conch, about to do the arti, and then all the kirtaniyas singing and dancing. Amazing painting. Little example here as well. It's that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No, that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Must be. Okay, so this is Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He's actually non-different from
Vrishabhanu.
Yes. He came to Navadvip one time, and at that time, Mukund Dutt, he said to Gadadhar, there's a really amazing Vaishnav devotee who has come. You should go and see him. So Gadadhar and Mukund Dutt, they came before Pundarik. But he appeared to be a great materialist. So Gadadhar, when he saw him, he was looking at Pundarik, and Pundarik was wearing these very nice silk garments. And yes, Shyam Malini.
Oh, no, Prabhu. Sorry, I just.
Oh, no
It's
problem.
just a mistake. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. So he was thinking, Pundarik can't be a great devotee. His faith was somewhat damaged upon seeing this. He said to himself, yeah, that's what he said to himself. he didn't believe that Pundarik was a great devotee. Mukund Dutt, however, he could understand the mind of Gadadhar, and he sweetly sang a song, a verse about Krishna Leela. And when Pundarik heard this, he began crying, Krishna, Krishna, and he fell upon the ground in ecstasy. This is what happens when a pure devotee, he may not look like a devotee, may not dress like a devotee, but a devotee is always one who, as soon as he hears anything about Krishna, he just melts. And that's exactly what happened to Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He went into ecstasy when he heard Mukund Dutt chant this verse about Krishna Leela. Realizing that he had committed a great offense, Gadadhar Pandit apologized to Pundarik, and he actually accepted him as his guru. And who is Pundarik? Vrishabhanu Maharaj in Krishna Leela. Yes, Riyanj.
Prabhuji, Radharani's father is Vrishabhanu. So in Chaitanya Leela, Radharani appeared as Gadadhara and Vrishabhanu appeared as Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So how can a son or daughter can take initiation from his father?
Oh, that's allowed. Yeah, that's allowed. And that he's the real father, the guru who gives initiation to the children. He's the real father. Otherwise, it's just a material relationship. So that's allowed. The father can give initiation to the son.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Good question. And very intelligent question, actually. Very good boy. I like that question. So that established Vrishabhanu as the spiritual father of Gadadhar Pandit. Once Gauranga started worshipping Shalagram Shila, he was reminded of Krishna and he started weeping. And with the tears, he did the Abhishek. And he realized this is no way to do the Abhishek. So he gave this Shila to Gadadhar because Gadadhar was qualified to worship Krishna. Very interesting pastime. Another name for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gadadhar Prananath, the life and soul of Gadadhar Pandit. No one can say how merciful the Lord is to Gadadhar Pandit, but people know the Lord as Gadadhar Gaura, the Lord Gauranga of Gadadhar Pandit. Gauranga took sannyas. He went to Jagannath Puri. Later, Gadadhar Pandit also took sannyas and he went to Jagannath Puri to be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Gadadhar Pandit, he took Kshetra sannyas, which means he would never leave Jagannath Puri. So that's a different type of sannyas. When you are a Kshetra sannyas, you don't even leave the holy dham. Always stay there, no matter what. So, but when the Lord was going to make his pilgrimage to Vrindavan from Puri, Gadadhar, he said to the Lord, I'm coming with you. The Lord said, no, you'll be breaking your vow of Kshetra sannyas. Doesn't matter, Gadadhar said. I'm coming with you. I don't care if I have to break my vow. Can't live without you. But the Lord, he forbade him. He said, no, I don't want you to come. You stay in Puri. And he asked him to do three things. Give initiation to deserving souls, teach Bhagavatam every day, serve the deity of Tota Gopinath with full love and devotion. And that's what Gadadhar did. Yes.
I can tell how how the name came Tota Gopinath.
Oh yeah, go on. Oh no, that we'll do a bit later. Yeah, I'll tell you that later. I mean, you can tell us that later. Oh, there is.
Rauji, one day you showed us this picture.
That's right. This is really amazing picture.
He's sitting.
Yeah, that's right. Why is he sitting? Go on then, tell us.
Because Gadadhar was very old to worship the Lord. So Lord thought that it is very hard for Gadadhar to worship me. So he sat so that Gadadhar can worship him.
Well done. Well remembered. Very good boy. This is
because
a really
Lord loved Gadadhar to worship him.
Very kind of him. Okay.
Can you just repeat the reason?
Sorry?
Can you just repeat the reason why he was sitting down?
Oh,
because
that's all right, Riyansh. I'll do it, Riyansh. What happened was Gadadhar, after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this world, Gadadhar aged very quickly. Within 2-3 years, he became like an 80-year-old man, although he was only like 50. And he could not stand. And every day he would offer a garland to the Lord and do other services, but he couldn't do it. So what happened? The Lord was standing and he decided to sit in the lotus position. So Gadadhar could offer him the garland every day. So
Thank you.
Yes, Riyansh, go for it.
Vedmi shuko veti vyaso veti na veti va bhaktya bhagavatam rahyam na buddhya na cha tikaya. Lord Shiva said, I may know Sukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasdeva, may know, and Vyasdeva may know or may not know the Srimad Bhagavatam. On the whole, Srimad Bhagavatam, the spotless Purana, can be learned only through devotional service, not by material intelligence, speculative methods, or imaginary commentaries.
Excellent. So this is a really incredible verse from the Chaitanya Madhya Leela 24:313. Even Lord Shiva is saying, I may know the Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami, he may know it. Vyasdev may know it, may not know it. But actually you can only learn the Bhagavatam through devotional service, through the devotee, through the bhakta. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would instruct Gadadhar to recite the Bhagavatam. In fact, every day they would gather at the Tota Gopinath temple and Gadadhar would read the Bhagavatam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day. And it's described that maybe for hundreds of times, the Leela of Prahlad Maharaj was spoken by Gadadhar and discussed. Yes, this is the sitting position.
Prabhuji, that when in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Gadadhar one Pandit would tell the stories of I don't know if he would tell shlokas or stories, but when the part of Dhruva Prahlad would come, Lord would go to ecstasy and he would tell repeatedly that you have to read that. And until Gadadhar would, until Gadadhar would not read, he would not go to anyone.
Good. So this is the sitting position. As you can see, he's the lotus. He's got the toes coming up here. This is quite a rare photo. I'm not sure how we got it. Probably from the internet. And here is the mark where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is said entered the body of Tota Gopinath. So this can only be seen in the morning. The pujari for a little dakshina will allow darshan of the lotus feet of Tota Gopinath, and also this marking where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enters the body of Tota Gopinath. That's how he left this world. Every day Gauranga would go to Tota Gopinath and Gadadhar recited the Bhagavatam to Gauranga for 3 hours daily. The pastimes of Dhruv and Prahlad recited 108 times. Why? Gadadhar explained to Gauranga. So we've talked about that. Only a devotee understands the Bhagavatam. And that's why whenever we're going through it, every chapter we see Bhakti Yoga is it's just flowing through the Bhagavatam. There's so much Bhakti Yoga flowing through the Bhagavatam. So that's the reason why only a devotee really can explain the Bhagavatam. Tota Gopinath is a very ancient deity. When Lord Brahma chanted the Brahma Samhita to Lord Vishnu at the time of creation, it was in the presence of this deity. So this is quite incredible. What an incredible deity. And it's actually a glorious, glorious temple. I have to say, when I remember Jagannath Puri, I always remember the Jagannath temple, but also always remember the Tota Gopinath temple. I think this time we were there last year, just 13, 14 months back. And we used to go and have darshan every day and then prasad every day. They are so nice, the devotees there. They would cook the most glorious prasad as well. So if anybody gets to Jagannath Puri, we're not going for a while, but when we eventually get there, Tota Gopinath temple is a must every day. Why is this deity sitting? When Gauranga merged with Tota, Gadadhar aged very quickly, and so he couldn't decorate Tota Gopinath. Krishna decided to sit down for Radha Gadadhar. Gadadhar stayed after Gauranga left to wait to teach Bhagavatam to Srinivas Acharya. So Srinivas Acharya, he was a student of Jiva Goswami, and Jiva Goswami told him, go to Jagannath Puri and learn from Gadadhar. But Srinivas was a little late in arriving to Jagannath Puri. So Gadadhar actually left the planet already. So Srinivas was very disappointed. So he went back to Jiva Goswami and learned the Bhagavatam from Jiva Goswami in Vrindavan. Difference between Radha and Gadadhar. There is no difference between Gadadhar Pandit and Srimati Radharani. But the activities are different in Krishna's pastimes and Gaura's pastimes. In Gaura Leela, Gadadhar's Pandit is in the mood of a servant. So this is the most important point. Dasya Ras, yeah, not Madhurya Ras. No gopi, including Chandravali, Lalita, and Vishaka, can experience Radha Rani's Madanakya Mahabhav. Krishna experiences the ecstatic loving moods of Rudha and Adhirudha, but not Madanakya Bhava, meeting in separation. This is so intense, So intense. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or even Krishna doesn't experience that. But that's what he tried to experience in Gauranga's form. Gadadhara Pandit, on the other hand, has Madanakya Mahabhav. In Gaura Leela, however, it is covered so that he can help Krishna to play the part of Srimati Radharani. In the form of Gadadhara Pandit, Srimati Radharani is looking and examining. If there's something missing in Krishna, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his enjoyment or ecstasy, she assists or he assists him. It's a bit confusing. Because Lord Chaitanya is Krishna acting in the mood of Radha, Gadadhara did not act in the mood of Radha. Because there can only be one Radha, he understood. This is Krishna's time. This is Krishna's opportunity to relish the loving ecstasy of Radha. So I will keep my mood of Radha in the background and just support him in his experience of Radha Bhava. He has also said that if Gadadhara Pandit had manifested the nature or feature of Radha, then Krishna, who was trying to absorb himself in the mood of Radha, would have become attracted to the Radha outside of him and would not have been able to maintain his inner mood as Radha. So Gadadhara Pandit, to facilitate Mahaprabhu's in his pastime, played the perfect role to complement and support the Lord, that of a perfect Brahman, very gentle, very submissive, very scholarly, and very sober. So this is another picture of Gaur and Gadadhar. Very beautiful, very, very beautiful. So I think that's it. Yep. Any questions, any comments?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
you showed the picture of Gadadhara and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The last picture. So in the picture, in the green color and the orange color, who?
So green is Gadadhar and orange is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just like, you see? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, then why did Gadadhar is holding a rose?
That's a good question, actually. Let's have a look.
Means while he was leaving this world, did he took any rose and put like that?
No, that's just decoration. That's just for decoration.
I thought it was real.
No, I don't think there's any symbolic reason for that. It's like Gauranga's got some flowers. It's like petals in his hands. So.
Yeah, I'm saying this is Gaura because when we look at Gaunitai, Gaura is on that side.
Yeah.
But he might be wrong on that one. Might be wrong. Not sure about that exactly. But even no, that's right. Because the Pancha Tattva, Gauranga is Gadadhara is on the other side. So I'm not sure. Might not be correct.
Prabhuji, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, and Advaitacharya are the Vishnu Tattva. So Gadadhar and Srivas Thakur, which Tattva they are?
Okay, that's a good question. Srivas is Jiva Tattva. He's a devotee, Jiva, but special, Satyabhesh Avatar, specially empowered. And Gadadhar is internal potency, like Radharani. Radharani is not Vishnu Tattva. She is Hladini Shakti. So that means she is like the internal potency of the Lord. So not Vishnu Tattva, not Jiva Tattva, but the internal Tattva of the Lord. Very, very powerful, can even control the Lord himself.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Good question. Good question. Very good question, young man. Left.
Prabhuji, one question.
Yes, Kaushali.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guru was Ishwara Puri, is it?
Yes.
Who was Ishwara Puri?
He was a great devotee of the Lord, and his guru was Madhavendra Puri. And Madhavendra Puri was another really extraordinary devotee. So Ishwara Puri in the pastime of Krishna Lila would be one of the gurus, maybe Sandipani Muni or Garga Muni, one of the two, Garga Muni or Sandipani Muni.
Okay, Prabhuji, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Of course, the Lord doesn't need any guru. He is the original guru, but he takes a guru just to give an example to everybody.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Nice question. Nice question. Anybody
These are
else?
Bhaktivinoda Thakur's deities.
These are
Bhaktivinoda
Bhaktivinoda. These are Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Go Gadadhara deities. Oh, really?
In Godrum.
And
There are paldukas in middle.
yes, are they Paduka? No, I think that's not Paduka. That is Shaligram. Shaligram.
What shaligram is that?
We don't know that.
That one we can't tell. Can't tell. Probably Nashinga Shaligram. They tended to have Nashinga Shaligram quite a lot, didn't they? Nice question. Nice question. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Anything else?
I wish after Corona I would go to my.
But you don't have to go anywhere. You can, even by wishing it, you're already there. You're already there. This is the beauty of the spiritual world. All you have to do is close your eyes and you're there. So well done, Riyansh. Even just that thought is very good thought. Very, very good thought.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
in Mayapur, they painted Jay and Vijay, they were constructing. So in that, Jay has been constructed and one Mataji painted Jay very nicely. They look like Vishnu only.
Oh, they're doing amazing job. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely amazing. When that temple is finished, it's going to look so good.
I like the blue one.
The blue one?
The Mayapur outlook.
Oh, yeah. I know the one you mean. Yeah, very nice.
And a chakra on top, like Jagannath.
You mean, let me just see if I can find it.
You are in construction. One video I saw there, and they showed where they showed that chakra.
This one?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, this is glorious.
Yes. Prabhuji, is the new temple ready now?
No.
No, I think
They are doing constructing it, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Two more years.
2 more years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because of Corona, it's been delayed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
The painting I liked. They constructed very beautifully. A chakra also.
Yeah, that's right. It's amazing.
Hey, there is a picture of Gauranga, I think, there on the temple one.
Yeah, there will be. Yes, there will be. You're right.
Because I saw your background, Prabhuji.
Very good. Okay, Gadadhara Pandit ki jai.